stand on it.
Shorts. And you won't believe who he is. He's a 62-year-old U.S. Congressman from New Jersey, Donald Payne Jr.
I'm just going to start it over real quick.
This guy forgets to turn off his camera during a morning Zoom call, revealing his belly in striped boxer shorts. And you won't believe who he is. He's a 62-year-old U.S. Congressman from New Jersey, Donald Payne Jr. The look on the face of this Florida congresswoman says it all. She's completely shocked. The gaffe is getting big reaction. If taxpayers are paying you $174,000 per year, getting out of bed and putting some clothes on for work seems like it should be a minimum requirement. A Republican, this guy forgets to turn off his camera.
So, Imani, can you give us the story behind this?
Yeah, so I mean, the story is what people saw. Literally getting out of bed. And for me, you know, I get that it's the pandemic. We've all kind of like worn sweats or whatever under like professional attire and whatnot. But for me, the bigger part of this video is he's getting out of bed. It's not like he, stood up and just forgot that he had sweats on or whatever. That's a Homeland Security Committee meeting. And he's climbing out of bed. That is so symbolic of what his entire 10 years in office has been like. He really does not pay attention to doing this job and doing it correctly and really working for this district. And again, when you have Republicans coming out and saying you're getting paid $175K a year to show up like that, that's a problem. That's a problem when Republicans are, making a point there. And he gets paid $175K in taxpayer dollars to not care about showing up to a Homeland Security meeting. That is an issue, and it's one of the reasons why I'm running against him. He has the third lowest attendance rate out of all of Democrats. One of the lowest attendance rates out of both Republicans and Democrats. This guy is not going to work. He inherited the seat from his father, and he thinks he can just keep the seat warm without actually working for everyday people. And clearly, he thinks he can just roll out of bed and go into a committee that's really a very serious committee. For those that don't know, one of the biggest threats in the United States, the biggest domestic terroristic threat is the white supremacy terrorism that's going on right now. And Homeland Security Committee would be one of the committees looking into that. And this is a guy that represents a majority Black and brown district getting out of bed to go work on that committee. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. And this is why I'm going to replace him on June 7th.
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait because, I mean, I'm looking at him and seeing that's how serious he takes that Homeland Security. I mean, I would think you would put on a suit or something and at least sit at your dinner table or, sit in a whole different atmosphere. He's literally in his bed. Like, I think, John, were you going to say something?
I just had a question real quick because, so you said he's been around for like 10 years, right? So this is the first time that he gets an opponent? Or has he faced anyone won?
Yeah, so I'm the first opponent that's like really run a strong race against him, meaning like fundraising wise, campaign infrastructure wise. So I'm really like his first very serious opponent for sure. He's had some in the past, but they haven't been able to build, what we've been really fortunate enough to build ourselves. So yeah, no really serious challenges to him. And it's funny because, now he's starting to like actually get up and like try and look like he's been doing work. And it's funny because people text me all the time and they're just like, yeah, Imani, you're making this guy work. I've never seen him work this hard his entire time in Congress. So, it's funny, but it's not, because it's like, it's funny because he thinks that putting in the work now, people are just going to forget about for 10 years that he wasn't doing any work. But it's also not funny because it should not take you being somebody threatening to strip your power from you in order for you to go to work and really want to work with people who's working for. I mean, that's the entire job. So, that's what's going on right now. But yeah, I'm his first like really strong, I would say, challenger.
That's your campaign platform. Alan says Imani against lazy Zoomers.
I will show up to work. I will actually show up for you. I will actually go to work and work for you. That's the slogan we're going with.